Hi SD. So in response to your question, so I don't want you to panic, but there isn't, these pictures are, they could have been beautiful, but there are some issues here that I don't know if they are fixable. So that's first thing off the bat. You wrote, this was the situation, overcast day, in the backyard with lots of trees, so there really was not much light. I needed to go between 400 and 800 ISO, which may explain the noise. I also had to be at 1/60th to a 200th of a second shutter speed to be bright enough, may explain the non-sharpness. I was trying to stay at the lowest aperture possible for light and for blur. You understand everything great. Excellent. What could I have done different? And what could I do in Photoshop to fix this up? I did mine edits in Picasa already. This is a little bit of an emergency because they need the pictures. Okay. So these stats are good. At 200, you're a little bit underexposed. You should be probably at 800 ISO. You have to test your camera out to see what you can do ISO wise. Like I said, if you're shooting at under a 200th of a second, you have to be super conscious. I hate shooting at under a 200th of a second, even though I can hold my camera very steady. When you're in it, you know, you're in the action and things are flying, to maintain like the concentration to make sure you're holding the camera super steady is very difficult. We can see here in this picture that the focus, I think you just missed the focus. Maybe not. No, you can see that it's you had a slight bit of camera shake here. Actually, that might be the chromatic aberration. I don't know if there was camera shake, but the picture's not sharp. You can see that your camera, even at 400 ISO, isn't clean, but it's not a problem. Whereas when you went to 800 ISO, now you've got all the problems, because I think also you didn't get focus, and it's not particularly sharp. What's the answer? So flash would for sure help you out here, but flash is a whole world in itself. That isn't a 2-second discussion by any means, and you have to understand this very clearly before we get involved in flash. And we are planning on creating a flash course sooner rather than later, which we'll let you know about when it's ready. But it's a whole world in itself, and just sticking a flash on your camera is not going to give you the kind of results that you're going to want. So without flash, you've got the option of going up higher in your ISO. You have to check your camera. In regards to your camera, you could be shooting probably at 1.8 because your camera is a crop frame camera, and the depth of field, my camera's a full frame camera, which means at 1.8 I would never dream of taking this picture at 1.8, because if she was in focus, she would be out of focus, because the depth of field is much shallower. Whereas with your camera, because it's a crop frame camera, you actually get quite a bigger depth of field even at 1.8. So I would have set my camera at 1.8. Using the shutter, basically the point would be to let in as much light as possible, to try and get to a brighter area in the garden, to let in as much light as possible. You need to know where you can go with your ISO. Can you go to 1600? Will it be acceptable? If so, make sure you're over there. Giving your widest aperture, and then if you have to go down in shutter speed, then the advice is like this: take loads of pictures. Okay, loads of pictures. Try and maintain your mind the whole time. Have a little red light in your mind saying, we're shooting very slow. I need to be holding the camera very steady, and taking double the amount of pictures you'll be taking, at least, maybe even triple the amount. Okay, and then you will be getting some sharp pictures for sure, especially if you triple the amount of pictures that you take generally. So that's it, really, in short. The real solution is a flash, but in the meantime, before you get there, you have to be thinking about all the options you have: the highest ISO available, the widest aperture, the slowest shutter speed. All of those will give you more light. And like I said, the real advice is take double or triple the amount of pictures, and then just by the law of averages and probabilities, you will come out with great images for each of the different series of pictures. Okay, just as a side point, by the way, this is a gorgeous composition of people. Absolutely fabulous. Excellent. And this as well is cute. Here you've got, one sec, there's another piece of advice as well that I should give you. This as well is a nice picture. You can see at 1.8, even though she's out of focus, she's a long way away. So you've managed to, this is a great shot again. In regards to the quality of the image, it's okay. It's okay. The other piece of advice that I should give you is shoot in RAW, because RAW will allow you to brighten things up a little more effectively. This is a great shot. See, at 1/160th of a second, or 1/160th of a second, there's still slight camera shake. It's not super sharp, but this is an acceptable image. This should be a little brighter. But okay, so the two advices are like this: is take double or triple the amount of pictures, shoot in RAW, and then I suppose the third point is to try and get to a place where there is as much light as possible, an opening in the trees, turning your subjects towards the sun, etc., etc. All of those together, and please God, you'll be successful. Okay, I hope that was helpful. If it was, please click like, and see you soon.